England, and then we have a Switzerland girl coming in too.
Nice. My money says if you ask them if they played handball growing up, that they probably did. I know a lot.
In Ireland, no.
Not the Irish. That's the coach. Yeah. The Germans. Yeah. But yeah, the one thing that most kids do over there is they'll play handball in the winter and soccer in the fall, and that's pretty much sports for them. So you'll have to dig into that. You know, it's one of those things that we have a lot of, I think, people at like Penn State and North Carolina where they're exchange students that I'm not sure if they're playing varsity sports, but they're coming over from Europe and they're on the handball team because they played growing up, and they're basically able to dominate just because the level of skill right now in the U.S. is very low. So if your teammates played handball at all, we could put up a little side team at Akron there, and you guys might be able to contend for a national championship.
Get enough players.
How many people do you need?
Need 7.
Seven, my bad.
Jeez, Max.
Go empty net, bro.
Yeah, empty net the whole time. So it's 6 field players and a goalie. I think minimum roster squad would be 10. So you need a couple bench players. You can sub at any time. It's not like soccer. You have to like call a timeout and plan it all out. It's just like
there's no timeouts in soccer. What are you talking about?
All right, like not like time. You know what I'm saying? Like dead
genuinely,
ball.
you can sub.
Yeah.
The time doesn't stop. I realize that. All right, you're shooting it right back at me, Max. I see how it is.
You watching this UC game, JD?
No, I'm in my studio, like. Which
I'm in the studio too. I'm in my studio too. I'm just watching the game too. Well, I was gonna say that it's relevant about what we just talked about. UC had this kid come on the O-line when their O-lineman got ejected for targeting. This German kid, 6'9", 330. We got to get him playing, bro.
And he plays at Cincinnati?
Yeah, he's a backup offensive lineman. He played. I looked him up. He played in the German football league, and he had 48 sacks in 12 games.
Damn.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's like me playing handball level. That's my stats right.
We could probably get that guy to play on the UC team then if you talk the talk. But anyways, back to Akron. Yeah, so if you guys could find there's 2 of you, you find 8 more friends that are ladies that can catch a ball and understand that you just got to throw it in the back of the net. I'm not kidding. Like there's 3 other women's college teams. Like if you put this team together,
and the having to throw and catch the ball is optional. Honestly, you just have to be athletic.
It's just like encouraged. So,
how big is the ball? Like a soccer ball?
Size 3,
it's like
a little kid's soccer ball.
Oh,
I could catch that.
Girls is size 2 actually, so it's like, very small. If you have like decently large hands, you'll be more than fine. I don't know how big your guys' hands are, but anyways, I told Kale I wouldn't be awkward. Here I am talking about.
JD wants y'all to hold up your
size.
hand.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if the stream's working right now. We got a lot of technical difficulties with the internet. That's usually the problem.
This podcast, I swear to God, every episode something happened.
But not two episodes ago, we were clean, crisp, and because the guy showed up late because he was doing laundry. So
yeah, you guys watch the Premier Lacrosse League? We're pretty big in the Premier Lacrosse League community.
Yeah, they're verified on Insta and Twitter and stuff. So it's progress. It's getting you guys are a part of a really unique, talented group of guests on this show. So
do you guys get verified on Twitter and Insta for being a D1 soccer player?
Probably.
If you're known.
If you're like, I don't know what it takes to get verified, but you have to be a lot bigger than we are.
Yeah, I bet the Stanford players are probably verified or something like that.
Okay.
Is Stanford like the dominating force?
Yeah. Well, women's and men.
Really?
Yeah, they both just.
Yeah, I know they're men because Jordan Morris played at for the men's team.
Yeah, they both won last year at the same time. That'd be so cool. Like you're both holding Natty Champ trophies.
Oh, that's going to be Ohio State handball next year, actually. So we're pretty accustomed to that.
Working on it. Work in progress. Anyway, so all I was going with is there's a lot of similarities between soccer and handball, just because the ball, the goal concept, it's pretty easy to pick up if you can count to 3, which I assume both of you guys can. Okay, got some debate there, but that's pretty much it. One of the questions we had from someone before the show started was, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your like youth soccer development, like how you guys got recruited, how you guys got to play at Akron, and what that took as far as playing a lot of soccer to get to the level you guys are at now, because that's something that we're going to try to have to build with handball, is that same kind of pipeline.
I'll go first, I guess, and then you go. I played club for a long time, so like traveling leagues where you play like all over Ohio. And then when I got to be like higher age in high school, I joined a really big club called Ohio Premier, and they went nationally. So it was I can't remember what the league's called. ECNL, yeah. So I competed on like a much bigger scale, and all like the college coaches would literally be like lined up on the sideline for every single game. It was kind of scary, but
no pressure.
Yeah, right. But there's a lot of things called like ID camps and stuff that you can go to and just like go and play, and then they see you and they'll talk to you afterwards. And that's actually how I got recruited, because I went to some combine and there was a ton of college coaches there, and Akron came and saw me there. And I actually committed really late my senior year, which is not typical. Typically people will commit sophomore and freshman. Like if you're going to a big school like Ohio State, a lot of people commit as freshmen in high school.
Crazy.
When I was a freshman in high school, I don't even think I could count the five.
No.
Like a college.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that's crazy. I wouldn't want to commit that early.
How do you even know, right? But yeah, mine was kind of similar. I just played like club, but I stayed with the same club for, I guess, like 17 years. The same people.
17 years.
Yeah, same club the entire time. And then I also played high school, but a lot of like club players don't play high school because they do the season all long, and like college coaches don't come to high school games because normally high school teams aren't very good unless you're like at like an all girls sports school or something like that. So normally high school is kind of a waste of time. But
I didn't play high school my senior year.
But yeah, so I played high school and then went to ID camps and not combines, but I guess it's kind of like that, like combines where a bunch of coaches go and you just see how you're doing, how you're playing, talk to a ton of coaches and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I ended up here.
Crazy.
We did a handball combine once. I think someone ran a 6-second 40.
No, we had a guy run it was a 4.4 40. So
Dude, it was 10 time. There was no way it was under 5.
No, it was Sean and Connor Sohowski ran a 4.4 40, and Burko I think he did 17 reps at 225.
If I could run sub 740 and do 1 rep at 150, I would consider it a good day.
Yeah, it's progress. Progress, Max. So when did you guys, you said 17 years, Charley, you were at the same club. So you basically started playing when you were, I don't want to do the math there, like 3, 4?
Yeah, 3. You started.
Like people were playing club at 3?
Yeah, well,
we were playing soccer at 3 years old.
They had like the little CISO league, which was like little kids, but like pace setter. My club still like was in charge of it, but I guess I didn't have like the name pace setter, but it was through pace setter. So I like started playing then to now. And now I have
was probably
a couple more years left
when I started.
And this is why I wasn't a college athlete. Like I didn't play sports till like 5th grade tennis.
Yeah. But then like once you get like, I don't know, going to high school, you got to choose a sport, like, because I played a ton of different sports, but I had to eventually just choose one.
Yeah, I feel that. I chose to pick the trivia team first, and it was pretty me. Yeah, I was between trivia and tennis, and like, one can get you farther in life. Well, what other sports did you guys play? Like, one of our big things for handball is trying to get multi-sport athletes to just add handball to the arsenal there.
We both played basketball.
Yeah.
And you ran track?
I ran track, basketball. I did gymnastics. I did a lot. I don't know. Triathlons.
I just would say basketball, track would be the main ones because I don't even remember anything.
Yeah.
So one of the questions I have from a previous show that we did last week was he was a D3 basketball player, and then the whole recruiting process to me. So you guys said that you guys go to these camps and clinics and showcases, and the coaches that are watching you, do they contact you like right after the game, or how do they get in contact with you? Is it on social media, or do they talk to your coach to get your email or phone number, or what is that process like?
Well, it depends on how old you are, because if you're really young, like they're not allowed to have any contact with you. Like you hit a certain age, I don't remember what it is.
I think it's going into junior year. Like there's like weird rules, like only they could call you, only you could call them. It's like different for every age.
But yeah,
basically.
I would say they, in most cases, like our club coaches are like really well known by all the college coaches. So like they like know a lot of them even without them like seeing us play. So then they'll contact them, and then our coach will let us know. And then, but I was old enough to where I could literally just email whoever I wanted. It didn't matter.
Normally, like I tell like younger girls now that when they ask like how to get recruited, it's like literally reach out to as many coaches as you want, because otherwise, unless you're like one of the best players, like national team player, they're not going to know really who you are. But if you reach out to them, you never know what could happen.
And you got to make a huddle. Huddle's essential. I love watching like really bad football players huddles, because like they're trying to like put little star on them and they're getting like a 2-yard catch. Pretty fun.
Yeah, because my thing is I'm trying, like no one's going to reach out to me that's in America to play handball for us. I get emails probably weekly from some guy in Tunisia or Morocco or Algeria asking, hey, you know, can you get me on your club? And I'm like, sure, you're on the team now. And then he'd be like, well, how am I going to get my visa covered? And who's going to talk to the government? And where am I going to live? And who's going to pay for my school? And I was like, I don't care. That's not my problem. If you want to play for our team, you got a spot. You just got to get here. So, you know,
we had this dude last week, JD, who was like being rude about it. We were like, I emailed him like a fake contract that I wrote on Google Docs, and it was like,
oh my gosh,
you cover absolutely everything. You do nothing, but you get a roster spot. And he emailed back. He was like, you spelled my last name wrong. And I was like, I don't give a shit.
It's like these guys, man. But my point is that I can't find the Americans that want to do that. And so how do I, like, I just feel like uncomfortable, like reaching out to high school kids, asking them to like, hey, come play handball for me.
Insta DM them, JD.
Yeah,
slide
I feel like
DMs.
That's a real slippery slope that I'm trying to like figure out
Kaylee
the
would
right
love
way.
That.
Yeah,
I think you should be finding high school girls to play handball and slide in their DMs.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. So I'm just trying to figure out if there's like a site or a forum or like a list that I could like a list of emails or contacts or something I could sign up for that you know your coaches normally like do on their recruiting trips and stuff like that.
I don't think so. I think it just comes from like experience. Like my coaches were old and they like definitely had a lot of people who went, you know, and played. I think it's just exposure that happens over time, because it sounds like handball is kind of like in the early stages. So it's
before the early stages. It's like
really early stage. So I don't know. It might take a little more like hands-on, like trying to meet people and, you know, I don't know.
Or I feel like people that drop out of or like finish playing like Division I or whatever, like their sophomore year, and they're like obviously still athletic. You could reach out to those people. I don't know.
That's what we're trying to. The problem is like when we get those people, like say they're like 20, it's just too late at that point to like have to go. We got to get like 10 to 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's pause. Let's pause here.
I'll take that back a little.
I drive a white van. All right. I'm trying to like, geez Louise. Where I was going with the
parents DM,
huh?
Find their parents.
Oh yeah, that's not creepier that I like stalked your child and now I stalked you so that I could, you know, get your child to play handball with me. Yeah, not weird. But where I was going with when you brought up the 20-year-old dropouts from the sport, it's the same thing with kids that graduate. Like, how can I get them to keep playing like after college? You know, like Charley, you said you're technically a senior, but you still have a couple years of eligibility. Like, are you planning to play pro soccer or like semi-competitive soccer after graduation? Or are you just going to be like cold turkey, like I might play some rec league? Because like that's the kind of person I'd be like, I feel like they still have that competitive juice. I can get them to come play handball. That's kind of my target group.
Well, like personally, I'm still going to try and play 2 more years. I don't know where I'll be. Like I could stay in Akron and play 2 more years, but I've just been here for a while, so I want to try and go experience something new. And if I could play like professionally, I want to try, but it's kind of hard in the U.S. There's the NWSL, but there's only 10 teams. So if you think about it, there's like 30 girls on each team. That's like only 300 girls in the whole country that can play professionally. Plus
There's
people.
the WPSL. I'm a pretty big Columbus Eagles fan.
Oh, yeah.
I played against them. Isn't that the?
Yes, the Columbus.
Yeah.
We played with
Y'all should go win them a title. I don't know if they win titles. I have no idea how they do, but
I played against them this summer, and I was on the worst summer league team. We were like, 1-12, and we lost to them. So yeah.
were they good?
No, you need to tell me.
Well, my team, not to hate on my team or whatever, but I played for a team in Ann Arbor, and I was like the only Division I girl, and a lot of them were like NAIA D3, and then we went and played the Columbus Eagles, and they were all like retired Division I players, so they were like more experienced and older than us. But yeah.
Eddie, we should reach out to them.
I follow them on all accounts.
They're kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, they were scary. They were big.
Columbus people?
Yeah.
I did see pictures.
Do they get paid? Is that like a pro league or not? I couldn't tell.
I think it depends, honestly.
Semi-pro?
Yeah, it's like the semi-pro league, but then you could like go to the combine through it or something like that.
So similar to the Columbus Armada Team Handball Club, we pay our players in experience and love.
Yeah, a lot of free meals at our house and free trips in the RV, near-death experiences.
There's pulled pork. JD's wife's making tonight if y'all want to come.
Yeah, pulled pork, cheesy potatoes. Come on down.
Oh, JD, should I come? Who's coming? I'm like on the fence.
Right now we got Thomas, Brett, Sty, Thomas's new girlfriend.
Oh, I might come to meet Thomas's girlfriend.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, she's pretty cool. Down to earth. She hates Skyline, so that's good. Cheesy potatoes. And
wait, she works at Skyline, or they met at Skyline?
She hates Skyline.
Oh, I thought you said they met at Skyline, and I was gonna be like, that's a great origin story.
No.
Oh no, Georgia's gonna win. Oh no, they're not. It's okay.
Thomas loves Skyline. He brings Skyline dip to our house literally every time. So I hate Skyline. He just brings it just to spite me. And he's
I hate Skyline too.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Is there a Skyline in Akron?
There's one, but honestly, I don't even know if it's open. It was open like 2 years ago.
Times are tough up there.
They are.
I went to the Greyhound station once. That's the only time I've been in Akron.
In Akron?
Yeah,
it's
pretty
huge.
sketchy.
Wait, the one that's right there?
Yeah, the one like across from Spaghetti Warehouse.
Oh, okay. That one's actually not. There's one in Cleveland. That one is scary.
The one
I've been there.
That was scary.
That one's really scary.
The Detroit one's really bad.
I have a funny story about the Cleveland Greyhound station, but not sure if it's appropriate for this show. Involves a naked man in a bathroom.
Were you the naked man, JD?
I was not present. This was my roommate in college. He was going back to Ithaca, New York. Shout out Phil. And yeah, whatever. Nobody watches this anyways. So basically he goes into the bathroom and there's just a guy, shirt, socks, shoes, no pants, no underwear, just at the sink, just washing his hands. Like no sign of pants anywhere. He just, just walking around.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway,
I was on the Greyhound. I was on the Greyhound to Cleveland once from Columbus, and the dude next to me was just casually shooting up. I wanted to be like him. I was 15, so I was like really innocent, and I didn't realize what was going on. And he just has the needle on his arm, and I was like, man, I hope he has a good one.
Maybe like insulin or something.
They don't shoot it like that.
Yeah, you do. You could.
No, it was heroin. Like, it was not insulin.
Well, we have derailed here, folks. On a totally separate note, why don't you guys tell us about your favorite soccer moments in your soccer careers?
Okay.
Totally shifting gears here. We're going.
I would say.
We'll probably say the same thing. Or can I say that?
Were you going to say BG? Of course. Okay, I'll put mine before I came to college, even though, like, basically every goal that I've scored in college is, like, a good moment. Because it's just different. I don't know why. But my club team, when I was a senior or junior, we went to the nationals for ECNL and went to the national finals. And it was a good run all the way. We, of course, lost in overtime. But scored a header in the semi, what do you call that? Final? Yes, semifinal.
The semis.
But it was a good one. And that's a goal that's definitely going to stick in my head for the rest of my life, probably. a good one.
Cool. Good.
So my freshman year playing sophomore year of school, we were playing Bowling Green, and they're like the back-to-back MAC champs. Like they're the best team, and they were 10-0 this season. Like they literally had won every game, like killed everyone. And we somehow, literally no idea how, we were 0-0 till the 88th minute, and like we were getting killed. Like they had like maybe 20 shots,
90% possession.
Yeah, they had 20 shots on goal. I think we had one not on target at all. And in the 88th minute, we won it, whatever, tackle, pass. This girl shot it from like 30 yards out, far shot, and she made it in the 88th minute, and then we went on to win, which was crazy because we like broke their record of 10-0, and then they were 10-1, which was awesome.
Didn't you have the assist to the assist?
Yeah, I had the assist to the assist.
Hockey assist, that's what it's all about.
Well, I've always hated that about soccer, why hockey assists don't count. Because I'll be playing FIFA, and I'll make a great pass to set up the pass.
This was a great tackle.
It was.
All I'm saying, I tackled their best player on the team. The other girl, the girl that tackled, plays at Orlando now. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, she plays for professional. Tackled her, pass, crazy shot, and then, yeah, it was crazy. And then we actually had a handball in the box in the 89th minute, but thank gosh the ref didn't see it.
I didn't see it. It was the Lord is what it was.
Hey, they need to get some VAR over there. Are you pro VAR?
In our case, no.
Like if we had,
I don't want it.
I think it's dumb.
I'm like, if I'm a little offsides, like I need that. I need that.
Just enough.
I don't trust the flag guys, the ones that raise the flag. Like I just don't like them.
Well, they do pretty well. Like now that we have VAR and I rewatch it, like they actually do really well. Like they're right most of the time.
We have VAR.
No, in like yes.
I just hate offsides in general. Like in handball, you can just stand like anywhere you want and just poach. Like I want in FIFA, right? I want my guy to be able to stand right outside the box the whole game. I don't care about defense. They can just give me the ball and I'll score. There's no reason it should be illegal.
Yeah, I think the defenders would probably say otherwise, like the center backs and the.
So they can go faster, like better. I don't know.
Yeah, we can see. We'll talk to him about it. Yeah, basically your 7-second 40 yard.
Yeah.
It's probably less than that, to be honest.
Max he's got, I don't know, he's just running form. A lot of issues.
I have plates in my foot from when I was a child.
He
and it just
claims that's a problem, and
it doesn't work.
Doesn't work for me.
Wait, how big is is it a court, or is it like a basketball court type ground, or what's the ground? Or I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair question. It's typically played on basketball court here in the U.S. Overseas, you'll see more composite material. It's the same as a futsal court, so it's 40 meters long, 20 meters wide. Yeah, it's pretty much the same markings. If you've seen futsal, you've seen the handball court. Same goal. Yeah, so it's a lot of running, a lot of back and forth, very physical. There's one of the things I feel like is tough for a lot of, like, where you started a team at Ohio State, it's tough for a lot of ladies to, like, get used to, is that level of physical contact. So you physically have to give someone a giant hug, and all right, if you got that, then you're locked and loaded. How tall are you, Charley?
5'5".
Okay. All right. Well, Sydney's tall, so yeah, exactly. You're a fiery one. That's what we can always use an enforcer.
He's a midfield. Midfielders are definitely used to contact. For sure.
Yeah, shoving people around. Hey, I'm telling you, like, you guys find some friends. You're in contention for a national championship. It's not.
It's very sad that he's not joking. Like,
yeah.
I really seriously.
You could get like futsal players if it's the same court. Maybe they're like more used to it.
But I think the best way to get people the issues they would have been like they're not gonna be 12. But
sorry, I don't know.
The people who, like, for me for example, like I have a 4-year degree, but if I wanted to do like a master's, I wouldn't have any eligibility left. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like when I graduate, if I want to go on, I wouldn't be able to play soccer. But like you could get athletes like that who are going to grad school but have already used their eligibility, because that applies to a lot of people.
Okay. So a lot of work for me to track down every graduating athlete who's pursuing further degree. But I will.
Take it up to them.
It's a start. It's a start.
Well, it's like,
We have no eligibility cap in handball, so
I told him that. Yeah.
It's so much fun. Couldn't have. I just got money.
Like a club sport then? Like.
It's a club.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of like athletes, like we have a lot of structure in our like school. So for us to go from having the structure and then to not having it, I feel like would be hard. And a lot of athletes would probably want to do that, like have something still, like a practice or some sort of competition.
I mean, if they would show up, we struggle with practice participation. It's also because like, yeah, we're the coaches
and the players.
Yep, do it all. So we play so Max and I own a semi-professional teams. We have 2 teams here in Columbus. And then we both coach Ohio State. So we split the duties. You know, we got 2 men's teams and a women's team right now. So we got a lot of fish to fry. But we also play when we can. So there's a lot
JD's a little too humble to say this. 2016 or 2018 Coach of the Year in all of America, JD.
Wow.
I was the one who nominated him. He was the only person nominated.
Yeah. It only takes one. But it's still a plaque. That didn't come with a frame, so I had to get a frame. Anyways.
I'm up for Coach of the Year this year.
It was a nice piece of paper that came in the mail. Max, Coach of the Year of 2020. But one thing, the reason I, keep pushing you guys on the handball front is that even though you guys are aging out of like what I'd call like the target years for like handball athletes, our current like women's national team base is aging. So a lot of the starters are in their 30s and they're not going to be able to compete too much longer. So finding a new base of young women that want to play handball to play on the national team, because you guys are what, 20 and 21, 22?
22-ish.
Okay.
About to be.
So 8 years from now when the Olympics are in LA and we have an automatic bid, you just have to be on the team and you're an Olympian. So just saying, if you don't think you can make the national team for soccer, the national team for handball is a much smoother path.
The best player right now is like 40 and she's completely washed.
8 years though, I'll be 28.
Honestly though, I would play 100%. I would so play.
I would do it.
All right. So we like to hear it.
8 years though.
Yeah, it's a long way away, but got to get started now. I mean, we can get you playing on some European clubs if you want to go overseas for a bit, after school and stuff like that's done. So
I know who to hit up now.
We love traveling.
Come to me, man. I like to get you on a club. I got
all we do is travel for handball.
Yeah, we do a lot of trips. So
JD's going to Egypt next week. You told him about that?
I told him before the show started. We got Denmark for a week and
you got everything covered.
2.5. So
that is cool. I want to go there.
Wait, so do you play for the national team or your own team you're traveling with? Or you're coaching?
I coach with the national team as well. So
like the national handball team?
Yes.
Team USA, yes. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually didn't know that.
We both. I coached the USA U18 once.
Yeah, Max helped me with the practice one time.
And now I say I'm a USA coach, so it works out.
It's all nobody's gonna. You know what? That's the thing with handball is that you could say you're whatever you want, and no one's gonna be able to cross check you because there's no.
My resume lists me. My resume says I'm like a U.S. national handball player. You literally cannot fact check it.
Yeah.
So I could write it down.
Absolutely. No one will. No, unless another handballer finds out.
Which is not possible because I know every handballer. Like my last job interview, we talked about it for like 20 minutes. Like we barely talked about work, and they were like, "What's handball?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a sport. I'm one of the best in the country." Like it just shows my elite level mentality. Like when you really like want something, like I want this job, that's what you do. And they're like, "Wow, we're giving you this job," and then I quit. But
yeah. So if you guys need to use that, just let me know. I'll vouch for you. Point of contact. Like, yeah, they play handball, sure, whatever. But yeah, if you guys want to go play in a European club, like we can definitely arrange that.
It sounds like he's bullshitting, but he's just not.
Yeah. You just tell me what country, and I'll start making connections. So
I have a question.
Yes.
Who's the best country for women's handball?
Oh, well, right now, I'm blanking out because France lost to.
I was gonna say I'd say France.
Norway won. Norway, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down, Norway. Sorry.
But I would take France over Norway.
Well, you got Amsterdam or Netherlands as well. So those are probably your three. Well, technically Croatia pulled off the upset bronze medal this year. So, but Norway is year in, year out the stable leader of the pack.
Man, this Cincy game is good. Buck left, and since he's up by 2, George is driving.
Thanks, Max, for the update. I'll let you guys know that none of the feed has been working right now, so Twitch is broken. I don't know if it's my internet or everybody else's internet. So Brendan, who doesn't talk to me at all, said that JD, the one time I would watch your show, it's not working. So he thinks I'm just tormenting him. So
wait, who did you say?
Brendan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're still recording, so I'll post later, but he won't do his homework to go back and listen this far.
Okay. I was gonna say hi, but now I won't because he won't watch it anymore.
All right, that's right. You got that, Brendan?
Think that. Not saying hi.
Do you guys have any other questions for us?
I don't think so.
All right, Max, you got any other questions for them?
Hold on. I'm trying to see what happened in this game.
This
UC just had such a bad play call. I did this a couple weeks ago with the OC basketball game.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we have some time. Akron, what's Akron like? What's the school like?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, first we should talk about football. Wait, are you watching football? Is that the?
Yeah,
yes?
yeah.
Okay. Well, we have one of the worst teams in the country, so that's something to.
They won their first game in 771 days.
Wow.
They haven't won since 2018, and they lost like 23 games straight.
Man, it's rough to be a Zip these days.
Yeah, well,
but they
football
won.
Zip.
I was only talking about football there, obviously.
Right. But other than that, I like the school a lot. Like
how's campus? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, sure. Anything. I've never been.
Yeah, so the campus is nice. It's weird now because of all the COVID stuff. Like things aren't normal. But my freshman year was like I don't know. You see a lot of the same people, I guess. It's like a big school, but it's not that big.
Yeah, I feel like I know literally everyone here, but that's also because we normally only really hang out with the athletes. So like all the athletes know all the athletes. Even though there's a lot of them, I feel like I know almost all of them.
Yeah, we do, especially people around our age, like I would say.
So what if I paid you guys as my insiders as to who I could recruit for handball, like the athletes that are yeah, I'm done with this team. I'm gonna, I'm not gonna go play anymore after college. You guys give me the inside scoop, like Brian Reinke. We were supposed to get him,
how do you know him?
because he's supposed to go to Norway to go play handball. He reached out to me. We're working on his contract to get him to play professionally in Norway.
One of my best friends.
Yeah,
he literally just texted me.
Well, he'd come down to practice with us, and I'd train with him and give him instructions on what to do, and we were going to get him to go play professionally in Norway. So
he didn't tell you that? How did he not tell you that?
I don't know.
You got to tell him I'm on the Handball podcast. Where are you at?
I'm literally gonna go call him right after and tell him. That's great. Okay.
Didn't try to handball.
Tell you that.
I didn't know. All I knew is he was supposed to go play football in Germany, and then it got canceled.
It was supposed to be handball in Norway. That's what got canceled. So
he told his friends football in Germany to sound way more cool than handball in Norway.
Yeah,
isn't he too big for it? Wouldn't he just cuss everyone?
How big is he?
That's the point. You want to hurt people.
Wait. How big is he?
He's 6'4", 220. He threw.
Oh, get that man on the damn handball court.
Yes.
He's gonna. If he listens to this, he's gonna be stop talking about me. Charley.
Yo, George is kicking the field goal for the win here. It's gonna be a 55-yarder.
Wait, how do you know him? How did you get?
He literally reached out to me about how he could get into handball. And then we started having him come down. He drove down to Columbus to come practice with just me and one other person. He was pretty dedicated. And then COVID and everything, we kind of lost steam. But
oh, no way.
They missed?
No, they made the 58-yarder to win. Jesus.
Max, killing the conversation.
I'm really mind blown right now.
So, anyways, how do I get more people like Brian to get interested in handball? You guys have the in connection with all the athletes. I feel like it would be super easy that if you got clearance from your coaches to be hey, we're going to casually play handball in the off season to go win another national championship. Is that okay?
I feel like our
Yes,
coaches are weird.
Our coach would say no.
She doesn't
Okay.
like us to do a lot of stuff, but I would say football is probably a good sport to go after. Obviously, it's pretty similar, but they have a lot of people who don't go.
What about like the futsal? There's like so much futsal that goes on here.
I try to stay away from niche sports because niche sports aren't going to help other niche sports.
Yeah,
That
like
makes sense.
the Columbus Pro Futsal team is kind of beefing with us.
No, they're not beefing with us. Like they
I
just
just find them
they're
weird.
like way higher up than we are
They
right now.
charged us money to perform at the halftime of a futsal game, JD.
I value their support. So
So it was they tried to charge us money for a futsal halftime performance. Who does
because
that?
we watched the game, like we were spectators that also got to have
They play at a high school. You can't charge people to perform at halftime for a high school.
that was the most people you've ever played handball in front of.
I wasn't there.
Tell me I'm wrong. It's
Yeah.
the most people that I've ever watched handball in America.
JD, I did not go to that. I had better things to do that day.
Mm-hmm. So
Do you guys give things?
probably
What?
like my wife and a couple friends. And that's pretty much
So
I
much
bring-
it.
I bring my friends, and then like once I've brought a friend, they hate it and they won't come back. So I have to like rotate friends.
Oh, okay. You have to have a lot of friends.
Gotta have a big Rolodex.
Pretty popular guy, yeah. Not to brag.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's my thing is that I can work with you guys to try to find me more athletes because, like I said, I'm on the national team. If you got talented people, I can get them spots. Like Brendan's friend Luke, he just started playing handball. He's got a deal where he's going to go play in Portugal. He's still in college. He's going to do all his schooling online. He's going to go play in Portugal. He's been playing handball for less than a year.
You're really tempting me to
I'm just
switch
saying,
over to handball.
My mom isn't gonna hate you because I'm gonna
Yeah.
end up in another country. Like
Yes.
I will.
Yes.
Wait, so can you do the same thing for girls?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same.
Oh my gosh.
Our buddy's a head women's coach in
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
in Amsterdam. So if you want to go to
Yeah,
Amsterdam,
so
I just go like this.
Damn, bro.
I determined I'm gonna be done after this semester and I'm gonna go play handball.
I'll probably
So I can
graduate
go play in
first.
another
I
country.
think I'll graduate first and then I'll do it.
All right. Okay. I'll deal with your mom,
got one
Sid.
person.
But Charlie, you just hit me up and we'll work on this.
Wait, what
So
did you say about my mom?
I'll work on your mom. Like she's already
Oh.
struggling. That Akron's like, she's like it's pretty far away. Like I gotta drive up there all the time. And
Far at all.
don't get to spend enough
Not
time
far
with
enough.
her. And so
Love her, but
yes, I'll work on that front since I talk to her like every day. So
yeah, more than I do
Oh,
probably.
is that the one you work with, JD?
it's Kaylee's boss. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Why do you talk to your wife's boss every day?
because I talk to my wife and they sit next to each other.
Really small company. There's only like a few people in it.
I mean, why? Like, first off, like, why would you have a wife that you talk to every day? I don't like talking to people too much. Like twice a week, 3 times a week. We do this podcast 3 times a week.
I
Yeah.
have to ask, do you have a girlfriend?
Max is married with 4 children, so
Yeah. Yeah, no, I have a wife. Yeah, this is my house. Yeah.
Okay.
Max doesn't have a.
No, I'm 22.
Okay.
Oh, jeez, Louise. We always
So
tell
wait,
people
what's the
that
truth?
Max.
What was the
Two truths, one
No,
lie.
the truth is I do not. I just don't like speaking to people that much.
Okay.
He doesn't have a girlfriend or kids or anything, so.
There's
Well,
nothing. Maybe 3 times a week if I had to give advice about talking to significant other.
Okay,
Oh.
you say that, JD, but I have 800 friends on Venmo, so I think I know who's going to
All right, fine.
just
Okay.
pick my Venmo friend.
I don't know
got
how many
someone.
friends I got. I don't measure my Venmo friends. I probably got 4. So, jeez. But I'm so old. I'm the old guy here, whopping 27. But I got to get to my next meeting, so I apologize for cutting this short. But I think we're definitely going to have a
You have
follow-up.
meetings? It's New Year's Day, JD.
Dude, foreign people, man, they want meetings. So we got a big
Is it not New
international
Year's
trip
Day
next week.
Is it not New Year's Day in Europe, too?
They're not as excited, okay? They don't have football to watch today, right? So
That's true.
point is we have an
We got
international
playoff
trip.
coming.
They just changed our hotel. They're changing our flights. So we got a whole bunch of stuff we got to juggle. I got a meeting. Got to get to that. So
Dude, I'll still go. If you get an extra spot, I will still go. I have nothing going on. I'll skip work.
it's $8,000 to get you to go. So I don't think we're
Okay,
just gonna.
come up with it.
He has 800 friends on Venmo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of them for $10 and he's gone.
Yeah,
If it
yeah.
was like
boom,
4,000, I'd
boom,
consider.
dude, do that a Venmo campaign.
JD,
Honestly,
I have
Tell-
$8,000. I just don't want to spend it.
I think this is a
If I'm
great
not
idea.
camping-
Yeah, $10 from all your friends to be like, hey, help me get to my dream of being at the World Championships for
If
Team
they're
USA.
really your friends.
Yeah.
JD, they would tell me you have money, which I do. So like, no one would give me money.
Well, don't
Humble,
tell them
humble
that.
brag
No,
from Max.
I brag way too much.
Got my short north
My
apartment.
friends are all unemployed.
They showed it with the book.
They talk to me for 5 minutes, or like every time I talk to my friends, like it's just in my face. They're all unemployed and broke. Obviously, I have to brag. You don't live a life of luxury. Like you see the countertop. There's a lot of like
Nice
Wow.
Formica countertops. Yeah, real nice.
Yeah, that's money right there, JD.
Yeah.
I would show you ours, but
but
we don't want your eyes to bleed.
yeah.
College,
And
we
you see-
understand. We understand.
Yeah. In college, I didn't have a bed my senior year, so I slept on a sleeping bag on a floor. And I would like have people over and like my friends would like sit on my sleeping bag.
Well, I probably do the same.
It was a rough
Rock bottom.
existence.
Rock bottom.
Yeah, it honestly was rock bottom. I couldn't afford, like I could barely afford rent. It was pretty bad.
But now you're good.
Because of
Living my life.
handball. Like honestly, that handball really changed my mentality on life.
Okay. It's a mentality thing.
It
Yeah.
is. It's a.
If you just put your mind to it,
changes.
you can upgrade your life.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, it gives you so much power that you are at the top of the totem pole when you get into this.
It gives you purpose. Like
Yeah.
when I was in college, I had no life path except graduating and getting a job. Now I'm graduating and have a job. So the purpose handball gave me pretty insurmountable.
Oh jeez. Okay, I'm gonna end the show here because I gotta get rolling. But Charley, Sydney, thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
This
thank
was
you guys.
fun.
This was great.
I really hope we get a decent recording out of this and we can post later. Seriously though, hit me up for international travel as well as any other interested athletes. So you guys got any other closing remarks?
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And as always, keep shooting, shooters. So, cool beans. Well, thank you guys for coming on. This was a fun little show, and we'll see. We'll see if I could get everything to work out. We've had a lot of issues with our recording situation. So, I luckily recorded on Zoom, so we should be good on that front. So, cool.
Stop giving.
All right, I'll see you
They put
guys
my salad
later.
in
Max,
cardboard bowl.
it's like
They
3
put my
o'clock.
salad in cardboard.
It's gonna get soggy
Well,
and
JD,
gross.
I woke up because I couldn't eat over during the podcast. That'd be rude.
Oh my, yeah, because all right, whatever. Eat your salad. Sydney, Charley, thank you guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Have a great
I'll go,
day.
everyone.